Hello, my UPSc aspirants. As we know that we are trying to solve all the general comprehension, simultaneously English comprehension, sequence based. So this comprehension is from 2016 UPSc prelims csat. So let's start. See here, firstly read the comprehension. What author is trying to know from you from this comprehension? Read the following two. Yes, answer the item that the flow is the passage. Your answer. 2. This item should be based on the passage only. No need to impose your extra mind here. Read the comprehension carefully. If you don't get properly in the first time, second time, and try to quest accuracy, replying answer. So now firstly we will go through carefully reading comprehension. So let's see. Accountability or lack of it. Accountability and or the lack of it. The governance is generally and the civil service in the particular are the matter, the factor underlying deficiency in the governance of the public administration, designing and the effective framework of frameworks for accountability has been the key element of the reform agenda. Fundamental issue is whether civil service should be accountable to the political executive of the day, to the society at large. In another word, how should internal and external accountability be reconciled? Internal accountability is sought to be achieved by internal performance monitoring, official supervision by the bodies like the Central Vigilance Commissions and comptrollers, the Auditors General and Judicial, the review of the executive decision. Article, remind you that if you are a UPSc aspirant, then Article 311 to 12, 13, 14 also, my dear, that is going to be a reflection that of Indian Constitution provide the job security, and safeguarded to a civil service. So especially all the all India service, the from the Constitution had says that the provision of these safeguarded would result in the civil service. That is not a totally, of course, subservient to the politicals educative, but will have the strengths to the function in the larger public interest and need to the balance internal and external accountability to thus built into this Constitution. This issue, the issue is where to draw the line over the ear. The emphasis, the emphasis seem to be have title in the favor of the greater internal accountability of the civil services to the political leader, of the day, who is running expected to be externally accountable to the society at a large through the election process. This system for seeking accountability to the society hasn't worked out, has led to the several adverse consequences for governance. So last paragraph of this the passage, my dear. Some special the measure can be considered for improving ameliorating the accountability in civil service. The provision of Article 311 12 should be reviewed, and law and regulation the frame to the ensure external accountability of the civil services. Clearly mentioned here. Our writer wants amendment there on the article of 11 and 12. So now see, civil service this proposed civil service bill 6 to address some of these requirements. The professional, marginal, functional and the management of the civil service are depoliticized. For this purpose, as we know, effective statutory civil service boards should be created at the center and in the state. Decentralization, devolution of the authority to bring the government and decision making closer to the people also help to enhance the accountability. So let's attempt the question, my dears. According to the passage, which one the following the factor led to adverse the consequences for the governance, the public and administration? Consequences. Which factor, my dear? Here author asking that which factor lead to adverse the consequences for the governance, public administration? First, there can be concern inability of the civil service to strike a balance between the internal and external accountability. Leave it first. Firstly, read lack of the sufficient professional training. Do you think so that our civilian officer is getting lack professional training? No, that is not mentioned here. Should be eliminate of the two option. Should be gone. Yes, and be gone. Now, lack of the constitutional provision to define the respective roles of the professional civil service. Yes, these are based political educative. Of course, definitely our author is trying to the reform in the 311 article as well as 312 to accountability and the responsibility of the of civilian official. What should be there? There should be emphasized on the bias, especially the framing of once again the reform of the articles. That is the providing the powers to and safeguarded of one civilian officer. So 4 is absolutely correct, but you don't have the only alone 4. So definitely we will have to go for C options because 4 is there. So definitely, my dear, sometimes you are going to be confused that this may be or not maybe. Then at that condition, of course, you have to go for the elimination method. That will make you easy to attempt option. That's easily. Now 22 number question. With reference to the passage, for exemption only we have to matter. So see, political educative is an obstacle to accountability of the civil service to the society, not the mentioned clearly. Of course, they have also responsibility and accountability in the society for the societal welfare as well as that nation building. So we cannot say that yes, he is obstacle the political educative is also. It's not the mention also in a comprehension. In a present the framework of the Indian polity, political educative is no longer accountable to the society. Do you think so that they are not longer? No. Do you think so that they are not longer? In the present framework of Indian polity, political educative is no longer accountable to the society. Is it going to be correct? In the comprehension, it's mentioned that political educative is an obstacle to accountability of the civil service to the society. An obstacle means restrictions, and that can be. This is not the mention in the recent framework of Indian the polity. The political educative is no longer accountable to the society. No, that is not the mention also. So we will go for here definitely D option. Next. Next, the question is asking here that which one of the following is essential message implied by the author? Of course, the author is trying to there's a need to scope for the reform, and of course, powerized of civilian officer, and also the reforming of the article of 311 and the 12. So definitely we will go for here that the option that there is need and a scope for the reform to and or accountability of the civil services is going to be. So D is going to the first, no doubt to the my dear here. Now, according to the passage, which one of the following is not the means for the enhancing internal accountability of the. See here, not saying that Yes, means for enhancing, not means for enhancing internal accountability of the civil service. So no need, of course, it will be seeking accountability through the enhancing the participation by the people in a decision making process. Definitely is going to be a correct here. So 24 is going to be a here. D is correct. Now this one, see questions that in a general religious tradition they stress our duty to God or to the some universal ethical the principle. Yes, our duty is to the one another derived from this. The religious concept of the right is primarily, of course, derived from our relationship to his divinity or the principle, yes, and implication it has on our other relation. The correspondence between the right and duty is critical to any further understanding of justice. But for justice to be the practice, but the right and duty cannot remain the formal abstractions. They must be grounded in the community, means common unity, yes, and bound to, bound gather by the sense of the common union, means common union, of course, even as his the personal, the virtue by dint of his solidarity is essential to the practice and understanding of the justice. So question, let's see. With reference to the passage, assumption has been made that yes, the human relationship are derived from yes, their religious tradition. Definitely paragraph of the 1 to 2 sentences line, of course you will get that totally conception will be clear. So one is totally correct here. So by elimination method if we see, then definitely be gone. Now see, yes, human being can be duty beyond only if they believe in the God. No, they have to know their right and duties also. So the religious tradition are the essential to the practice and understand justice. No, on the basis of the religious. No, but the one thing is that, of course, definitely, if you are ethicals and the right and duty, you know very well that what is the distinction between that. So definitely on the basis of that, so you can understand the justice. So definitely here only once you have the choice, one is going to be the correction, because that if we eliminate that 3 options, that religious tradition is essential, not the mention. And one thing is that here there might only essential, difficulty, these all are the word are the coming, mostly the most of, these all are the word if it comes in the yes option of your answer of the general comprehension as well as the English comprehension, always 85% chances that is going to be wrong. So definitely we have to go for here. A is a correct answer of 25 number. Now see, which of the following is the crux of this the passage? Our the duty is the one and of the derived from our religious tradition. Note, having the relationship is the divine, the principle is the great but so no balance between the right and the duty is the crucial to the delivery of the justice in and definitely, my dear, it has been clearly mentioned that you have to the max and the balance between the right and the duty is a crucial to the delivery of the justice. If you know that, so what is the of course differences and how to the make the balance between the right and duty, definitely that will cooperate to you to delivery of the justice in the society. So definitely C is going to be the correct answer. Now see, next comprehension I will talk in the next video tutorial, my dears. So thank you very much. Have a great time, my dears. Please, if you like my especially, that's if you like my channels, so definitely you have to subscribe to my channels for further notification as well as that will if you subscribing to my channel, definitely that will enhance to the chorus that to make the video tutorials for you. That may be very accessible for you to practice, and that's motivating as well as that building your confidence attempting the questions while you're giving the paper. So thank you guys. Have